So this is Trump and Fox News, and they're having an absolute meltdown over the Super Bowl. And check this out. They say, makes no sense. And, and this is the imagery that they've chosen over there, is you have basically a party in the background, right? You got a band, you got dancing, people enjoying the Super Bowl, enjoying the weekend, and you got this angry, grumpy old guy going, it makes no sense, right? You even got a wedding cake in this picture. And I just want you to just think about this just from a neutral perspective. Which point of view would you want to take? Do you want to be enjoying your life, enjoying the party, enjoying time with your neighbors, right? Meeting new friends, these kind of things, enjoying the game? Or do you want to be this guy who's like the party pooper? Oh, it just makes no sense. Bah humbug, right? And this is Fox News too. They show images of the Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny. Lady Gaga was there. I mean, it was pretty great. And then Fox News runs, it's abomination, one of the worst ever. Bad Bunny, the message was, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. And I think this is a great contrast to essentially the Trumpy, Fox Newsy world. They want to be the grumpy old grandpa who I guess just doesn't get it. And I'm telling you guys, you ask just regular people on the street, do you want to be angry all the time and upset at the world? Or do you want to join in on the party? Bad Bunny's there, Lady Gaga's there, everyone's having a good time, you got a band there. I'm going with the party myself. Trump says, he would tweet this out in the middle of the game. Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. Wow. It makes no sense. Is an affront to the greatest America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. It's so funny because if by tweeting this stuff out, does that mean you're watching it? Because I thought you're supposed to be boycotting it, right? Is that what's going on here? So you're watching it in anger. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying. I mean, are you talking about yourself here, Trump? Because I'm having a good time, right? And yeah, sure, there's going to be MAGA people out there that get really upset if you don't use English. They get really, really angry. I hate to break it to you. There's lots of languages in the world. And in fact, I know for a total fact that there are Americans out there who dance to songs who are not necessarily in English, right? It totally happens. You can dance to K-pop if you like. You can dance to Latin music if you like. You can dance to techno from Europe if you like. Whatever you want to dance to, you can dance to, and you can have a good time. And when you open up your world and your mind, and it's just so ridiculous, guys. I don't know what to say. I mean, I look at this Trumpy stuff and we make jokes about it, but it's just like, these people are so pathetic. Just to be honest, it is so pathetic. And you can go through this stuff. These Trump people are just so pathetic. I watch this thing for myself. It's pretty cool. Super Bowl stuff is always fun. They always bring out some big star and they, put out a big show, lots of dancing. In this particular thing, he had a lot of flags out from various countries. I thought it was pretty cool. And I think for me, this is a step forward. Why do I say that? Is because to include everyone in the world. If you want, just talking about in terms of business, right? Because Trump likes to say he's a good business people and the business person, and the people who say they like Trump, they always say he's the best business person ever. If you just want to be good at business, you want to do business with everyone around the world. Am I saying anything crazy? Am I saying anything whacked out, right? Trump's point of view is accusing other people of cheating you. He wants to burn bridges. He wants to cut off relationship, break contracts. That's the Trump way of doing business. It's just like, it's unsustainable. This is why the dude has multiple bankruptcy. This is why the dude is like angry all the time. Is like, I don't get it. It makes no sense. I mean, it's laughable, right? And I thought the message of the Super Bowl was fine. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Sure. And I think more and more people are going to pull away from the Trumpy world because they're realizing like, it's just not sustainable or healthy or happy to walk around being angry all nonstop and hating the world and hating your neighbors. I don't hate the world. And I don't hate my neighbors. And in fact, sometimes people complain that I don't yell enough because I guess people want more yelling on YouTube and stuff like that. But I just don't feel that way. I think because I know that there's a world outside, right, the Trumpy MAGA land that is filled with joy and happiness. And I was thrilled to see Bad Bunny, That's how I feel about this stuff. Even Logan Paul, which is kind of funny, he was having a dispute with his brother. Listen to Logan Paul here. He says, I love my brother, But I don't agree with this. Puerto Ricans are Americans. And I'm happy they were given the opportunity to showcase the talent that comes from the island. Wow, from Logan Paul. And I guess his brother Jake Paul is like, I'm purposely turning off the halftime show, blah, right? It's just laughable. And I know how it is for some people. They don't want to be part of the party guest. They just want to be angry all the time and poop their diapers or whatever. And if you want to live in the poopy diaper land, be my guest. But I'm just telling you guys, there's a party outside. It's pretty fun, and your world perspective will change if you become more open and more free to accept that there's a lot of different types of people in the world. And you know what? That's what makes the world great. And also, I want to point out something as well regarding when Trump's claiming that I guess the Super Bowl wasn't representing America or whatever. I'll tell you guys, I saw the Super Bowl commercials this year. There's some pretty good ones this year. Sometimes the commercials aren't that good. I thought this year they were pretty good. And what they represented, and you could go through every single one of the commercials that if you like, but what it represents to me is like all the different voices in the USA, all the different types of ideas and products and businesses, right? Some you like, some you don't like, but that's a marketplace. It's a marketplace of competing, companies and a hopefully free marketplace, right? Because Trumpy, they try to give advantages to certain companies and other ones or whatever, but if you truly believe in the American system, right? You want the best talents to rise to the top, no matter where they come from, no matter what they look like. And one thing to think about, say the Super Bowl or the American, commercials or whatever, is that because America is a diverse and really big place, if products can do well in America, they can do well around the world because the world is also a diverse place, right? And this is why the U.S. has always done really, really well in these kind of things. A lot of reasons, but this is one of the reasons, because it's like a great testing ground for a variety of products in a diverse population, and then you can market it around the world. And I thought was really fascinating about this year, the Super Bowl commercials, they even had some international people. There was actually a Korean pop star in it. It was Jisoo, if you guys saw the commercial with her, but it was more than just her. It was a lot of people. They brought back some old stars, some of my favorites, and you can go through the whole list of Super Bowl commercials. I'll say there's really a lot. But I thought the ones that they were using sort of nostalgia kind of stuff, and that's something that works really well for these kind of commercials where they combined a bunch of like 1980s, 90s TV shows together. If you guys saw the one, it was like combining Seinfeld with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, combined with Friends and these kind of things. I was like, wow, that's pretty clever. I don't know how they're doing this stuff, some sort of de-aging or, CGI stuff or whatever, who knows. But there was more than just that. They also had a lot of messages. There was a powerful ad for the Epstein survivors, which I do want to mention that stuff. I know it's not fun to talk about this stuff, but that's just a range of voices out there, and they have a right to share their voice and their views as the same as anyone else does. And I think overall, with this kind of stuff, and that's why I do actually look at what the Trump people say, but I look at what everybody says. I see everything, and I read through all your comments all the time. But this is part of getting along with the world. Think of it this way, and if you want to push forward and build a better place, sometimes you have disagreements with someone, right? But it turns out like you can still like each other and disagree. you can. It happens, right? I'm married. I promise you, right? My wife and I don't agree on everything, but it's fine. We're totally fine, right? You learn to get along with people and such like that. And I think what is sort of detrimental to right now what we're seeing with the Trumpy stuff is just that anger and division and stuff that he brings to the table, and then it sort of causes all this, like we feel like we have to make a choice whether or not we're watching the Super Bowl halftime show or whatever, which is so ridiculous to put that pressure. It's like that angry, lover who's like, if you don't do what I say, I'm leaving you forever, right? And they do that all the time. If you ever, dated someone or been with someone who always gives you like these ultimatums that if you don't do what they say, they're going to leave you all the time. Like there's no way to live your life. It's just no way. And so for me, when I watch this stuff, I want to live in this world. I want to live in a world where people are okay being with lots of different types of people, no matter, who you are, where you come from, which God you pray to, whatever. You can all get along and join in on the party. And I agree. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. And you got to keep putting that out there. So that's my thoughts on this stuff. And, when in doubt, just laugh at these people. You don't need to be the angry grandpa. Join the party. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. I thought the ads were great this year. And I'll catch you all in the next video.